Hello, okay, Knight. How you doing? Oh, I'm on my mom's account. Forgot to switch earlier. Hello, Lot Dragon. Is that you? Is that you switching, or is that someone else? Okay, there you go. That thing. How you doing? I was on my mom's account. I'm quieter. Do you mean like volume? The volume of me, or just me not talking? I think my volume is about the same. Shouldn't be quieter. Yeah. thought I could hear you really quiet, but you just weren't talking. Okay. Oh, so maybe it was I'm listening to something on the side, so maybe it came through the microphone or something. Yeah, pizza. Uh, I wish I had pizza. Inhales the slice. I haven't had pizza in a while. I want a nice greasy pizza with whiskey. That would be really good. My dogs just like you don't love me because you didn't give me a slice. But you said you already have a slice. Won't be able to chat for a bit, but I can listen. So I'd love to hear about the manga strategy you mentioned. Oh, okay, so I guess I'll just talk about it. And I'll probably post some stuff in the Discord server too. But basically, what I've done is incorporated to the documents that I've already kind of been working on for years about strategizing different aspects of uh, writing and character design. Basically, there's a bunch of overlap between every single artistic domain, I guess. Whether it's even music or cinema or dance, even like choreography. And there's principles that you can apply across all of those. So I studied some of them, um, and I incorporated what I could for specifically manga. We have something called Gestalt principles of design or something. As for procedures, I looked into a bunch of different artists and how they do things to find like what parts of the process all manga artists seem to have to do. And based on that, I decided to, like, for example, adopt some practices and to pay attention to specific things that they outline to be very important for you to pay attention to. For instance, let me find some here. Um, so operate across multiple panels and pages. Operate within the same gear per stage. So what that means is um, basically work on multiple pages and panels, or panels and pages, I guess, because yeah, but work on multiple things at once. So I guess that ensures that you get a full picture and that you stay in a specific gear for extended period of time. So you stay in that draft layout stage, which is gonna make you engage with the process at that stage across multiple pages, and then you switch to the refining, the shading, the toning, etc. Um, Let me see what the comments here are. Okay, yeah, I'll see you when I see you, that thing, and I'll take a drink. Okay, so another part of the process, like for very important things, is each character should be identifiable or distinguishable. Like you can tell characters apart and tell what they're doing, how they're reacting, what their relationship is with other characters or objects, I guess, as well in the panel, just by their silhouettes. You should be able to tell like what direction they're moving in, the weight, distribution, stuff like that, without any of the detail added. The detail should reinforce that. I can't remember which artists specifically for each of these points because I kind of just assimilated all the information and boiled it down. So, yeah, this one was basically to use the body language or to focus on body language for poses like gesture and stuff. And then the other thing is for dialogue, the speaking and dialogue delivery or acting should be inferred by text alone without relying on the face to inform the expression. So your dialogue basically should stand on its own. And then the next tip is basically working off of that, where your emotion or intent of the characters and their action should be clear without additional context or dialogue, of course. It's kind of like it should work without dialogue, like a silent comic, I guess. And those are all tips to make sure that okay, you're doing your thing correctly. So obviously these are all tips that I've written down and not necessarily figured out exactly how I'm going to apply them. I still need to figure out that. Um, but something that I did apply was a process or part of the process that a lot of them kind of they do across the board almost, and that's like when you have a story. Sometimes you have like key moments and you haven't gotten there yet, or you have ideas for compositions and stuff. Um, a lot of the manga artists would be sketching those out before we get to that kind of panel. So that way they have the idea of a style of paneling or something that they could use eventually, and they keep doing that. It's kind of like keeping a journal, I guess, of all the ideas that you have to eventually use. So, for example, for this story, I might have ideas that I want to present as or to use tree branches, I guess, to divide panels, divide pages. So I sketched a couple like that. Um, I know that binoculars and a gun scope and stuff like that might make for an interesting panel to like show what the target of a gun scope is or what the binoculars are seeing. You can just kind of use the binocular frame as a panel and then draw the content inside of it. Bunch of little things like that. And I'm obviously adding more and more to it. And then there was a thumbnailing. There was different styles to doing thumbnails, so I might have to look into exactly which one works well for me. But basically, prototyping your compositions seems to be like a universal step that many of them do. Some of them do it in their head, and they just kind of know what they're doing, but that happens much later. So I'll probably start thumbnailing stuff on paper and then doing it on stream when I have the idea decided upon. If you aren't eating crayons and talking to crackheads in the subway at 2 a.m., you're not a real man. Is that what you do? Also, how you doing, chef? No, there's no crackheads nearby. Oh, you live in a nicer place. What are you drawing? Basically, the layout's gonna be two front seats. The character's gonna be doing their thing in the two front seats. One of them is gonna be speaking to the guy in the back. It's basically a follow up on this panel with this context. So they've arrived at their location and they're about to exit the vehicle and do their stuff. It was a predetermined panel, so I'm not even thinking about if this is the correct thing to do right now or not. I have to like look back at the writing um, to rethink the following pages because where are we? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're kind of just establishing. Uh, we're just establishing character and place. By the 10th page, I should start establishing tone. And I'm starting to strongly consider doing comics traditionally instead of digitally, but maybe it's just a feeling that I've been having because I'm not outputting at the level that I want to. So I'll just stick to it for a bit longer. And then I'll make my choice of what I should do in the future. Real men take their old teeth they lost and cut out a slit and put small rolling piece of metal and fill it with ink and pull that one end of the stick instead of using a pen. Gonna leave? Alright. Take your leave. Have a good one. I'll see you when I see you. Alright, so what I had gathered as the most positive aspect of what you said, or what you had researched, would be would be would being able to plan out shots. Really, I would say that's where things would have been falling flat. Okay, so what I had gathered as the most positive aspect, as you had researched, would be able to plan shots. Oh, okay. So basically, my reluctance or inability to plan shots basically is okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was having trouble understanding, but yeah, yeah. That's pretty much a large part of it, at least. Basically, I'm writing out a bunch of little rules, a bunch of questions to consider for each step of the process, um, to keep myself in uh, working order, I guess, so that I'm not like, um, I guess, like stumbling around figuring out what I'm gonna do. I re-downloaded a lot of books that I've previously read, so I can review them and maybe assimilate some of the information. But I'm not gonna like do it so I can apply it for this work. I'm gonna do it steadily so I apply it to the next work, or in like future chapters of this work, I guess. Learning process is rough. But yeah, how you doing? Oh yeah, another thing is that I need to make model sheets. Everyone has model sheets. All the artists or creators. Doing fine. Last night was sickeningly weird, so today's been much better. Sickeningly weird. Damn. Me? I'm doing good. I'm doing alright. Rinse my mouth with salt water. Salt water. I usually remember doing that if I was like sick or something. Is that why you did that? Or is that normal for you? Don't forget water yet. I drank some earlier. Had to do it, the dentist told me. Yeah, that's good. Okay, just wanted to say bye one more time. Alright, see ya. Good night. Ciao, ciao. Hmm. Speaking of plans, have you figured out how far you're gonna draw before putting on another chapter? Yeah, kind of. So basically, we have this. I think there's gonna be a panel right above it, potentially, but we have this, these two, and she is going to go into the cabin. I don't know if I want. Basically, she's gonna go into the cabin here, um, and I could have that these four be the next thing. If I'm able to do a little bit more, maybe I will do to the point where she freaks out about something that's in the cabin. I think that would actually be better. So maybe up to 12. So one, two, three, 4 pages, five, six total. 6 times 3, that's 18. Yeah, that's probably good enough for an episode. I'm gonna teach people how to clear rooms and big D life, aka how we end up here. What? You're not trauma bond? I guess not. What is that? What is it? What are you talking about? I only do art because it doesn't make me want to hurt people. That's the only reason. You do art because you're a nerd. Nerd. We are not the same. I only do art because it doesn't make me want to hurt people. Doing art makes me want to hurt people. Yeah, fair enough. Love y'all build up, not down. Are you drunk again? Irishman. Alright, so what I'm thinking is there's a way to present two views of this situation. One way, or there's one way to present two views of the situation, which is if I make use of what's it called? Back view mirror. But I don't think that's necessary, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I should add at the top, like the panel at the top here. If I should move this scene up, but have it be cut off with the frame of a back view mirror, and then have like characters in the front, kind of be closer to the or maybe like just switch up the panel again. Something I need to think about. Because it's just too much space up here. Let me see how it works out. They need space for the dialogue though, so it will be like around here. Are we going to be quizzed on how to do dialogue and speech bubbles, Steve? Not by me. Maybe one day if I learn how to do them myself, but I have to study. I have a book here. Let me show you what book it is. This book is essentially the full document related to those images that I posted in the Discord. So this one has like everything broken down into autistic detail. A lot of it's probably obsolete because it's how the old heads do it, one, and two, it's how you do it in the older programs, right? So I'll basically be going through it too. I'll basically be going through it. So basically, I'll be going through it to find a basic idea of the rules that I should be following. That they kind of figured out. Obviously, not everything is going to be followed, but basic things like this, right? How to stack text correctly to maximize readability and aesthetics. And obviously, I'll have my own way to do things. But yeah, this is a really, 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 really long book. Like it's, I don't even know, 200, 300 pages or something. And there's a bunch of other books that I need to review. The Scott McCloud books for making comics, they're really, really good. If you want to like, if you want like a break-in kind of book, this teaches you almost everything. And he reads manga too, so he has some a lot of crossover knowledge to consider. The whole book is basically in the format of a comic, so that also helps because he's actually demonstrating exactly what he is trying to teach while he's teaching it. It's really cool. Best book on comic making, in my opinion. And he has a couple other books as well, but this is his best one. If you want a copy, if you want a copy, I can give you a copy. More clever than like 200 pages of text. Yeah. And more understandable. That's the biggest thing. I learned so much from reading it the first time around. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch I can learn reading it again. And then my notes is exactly the the wall of text that is probably going to be too annoying to process. It might not even be processable. It's kind of like, you know, when you figure out something and you write down what you learned to sort of document it in your head, but then if someone else reads it, it just sounds like nonsense, I guess. That's basically what I have written down, like my personal notes. I'll share them regardless, but they're probably not really going to be useful to anyone. You need to find a close up of this thing's back view mirror. Um, what the heck, does it not have one? It might not have one. Because this one, the auctioned vehicle that I've collected reference for, does have like upgrades, modernized upgrades to it, such as like a cam and like a screen and stuff like that. But why would you take out the back view mirror? Just because you have a screen doesn't mean anything. Like, what if it doesn't work one day? Oh, maybe maybe it's one of those where you press it in and it pops out. Can't really tell. So she's wearing an oversized t-shirt, I guess. Oh yeah, I guess that's the big thing this week. The or I guess this weekend more like. This week is a new week. But the drama thingy, um, it got worse. um, and like even though the doc dropping is just weird to me, but it's weird to me because the person or the people who put it together basically have to be compiling all of the information over a span of several weeks to a month. It has a intrinsically malicious feeling. Like for me, if someone burned me even badly, I wouldn't really care that much to make a doc unless I was trying to burn them back. But I don't know. I can't really project my own intent on everyone else because apparently there was a lot of like it was a long time coming, I guess, according to a lot of the people involved based on their um, statements, I guess, their public statements. There's like a pattern of behavior. And they made like excuses and stuff for a while. And then eventually, I guess it got to this point. Is there really much of a point to doing anything in response? You mean like the like responding live on stream? Probably just to like address it to your chat so that they don't keep bringing it up, right? Like at least that, I guess. This sad music is making it seem more um, emotional, but it's not. In my head, it's like anime girl wrestling, basically. um, I just kind of look at it that way. I'm not involved, right? So I'm sure people involved are emotional, or people with like big, um, a lot more invested, emotionally invested in the people who are involved in that situation. But I'm sure we'll have some more docs up here. Um, Maybe even by the before the end of this week. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. I guess in that situation, this is a more literal thing, I guess. Or I guess not literal. What's it called? Irrelevant? I don't know. That's why the VTubers I follow are corporate plants or absolute nobodies. No drama. Yeah, I guess it might be exhausting to some people. For me, it's just entertainment. I guess Phase Connect they they pretty much I don't know if they necessarily stay out of drama. It really depends. I know they're obviously encouraged to, or discouraged from engaging with anything, but their members will go and, especially some more than others, and say what they want to sometimes. and I like that. But yeah, when did you get into VTubers? I don't know exactly how many years ago, but it was when Hololive pretty much uh they were okay, so actually it's harder to say now that I think about it. So before Hololive, I guess there was like the whole Kizuna Eye thing, and before Kizuna Eye there was the VR chat stuff, right? And I followed the VR chat stuff as well. A lot of the VR chat people actually became VTubers. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I can say for Hololive, who like got me into starting to watch the idol type of VTuber, and that was Suisei, because she was doing music, and that's what I was kind of getting into VTubers for, because a lot of them were doing music. singing and stuff, karaoke streams, and that's what most of the VTubers that I watched. Uh, I watched them for karaoke stuff, just like music in the background. Morning, Guten Morgen, Blue, running, running track. How far along are you into chapter one, and has your efficiency increased? Efficiency has increased very little. It's. I did a lot of writing of what to do, but I actually have to apply it. And as far as how far am I into chapter one, um, if I get this page done, then I can say seven. Is it seven? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, 7 pages. 8, 9, 10. I guess around the 10th page, I'll have another episode to publish on a webtoon and stuff. As far as like the actual first chapter, um, yeah, almost halfway, I guess, almost there. 30%, 35. But yeah, how you doing, Lotus? What time is it? Where? Oh wait, no, I did start later. That's probably why Blue is here. When did you get into VTubers, Moron? Or what got you into them? I guess. Right now, I'm trying to find some tutorial stuff to see, like what I can use for reference to drawing close. And a lot of stuff just feels like I should delete it because it's become obvious. Well, I guess that's what happens when you collect tutorials. Eventually, you actually learn it without referring to the tutorial, and then it just becomes files sitting on your computer for no reason. Summer of 2023. Oh, it's pretty recent. Translated clips of Corone. Yubi Yubi. I wonder if I still have the meme song. I probably deleted it by now, but there was a meme song for Corone. Uh, let's see if I can find it, if I do have it or not. I do have it. I have a couple actually. Like you can just like sample their voices out of the stream and just make a mix. Let's try another meme song. Last meme song. I think there's a 10-hour version of this one. Either way, sounds of a better time if you haven't been watching VTubers for very, very, very long. Before the EN VTubers is like a common thing. Before the EN VTubers joined, there was no drama. But if you've been watching VTubers for a long time, you know that's not the case. There's actually some really the type of stuff that you see exposed a lot now. It wasn't exposed back when VTubers were like an industrial infant, kind of niche. Um, there's a lot of companies that were doing things to their talent for a very, very long time, and they most of them kind of fell apart before we had the big dramas, channels covering it and all that stuff. Let me find something to play. Let's play this. I remember one specifically because it was a music agency, I think. Uh, they got a talent or multiple talents actually. They kept doing this until they shut down. They kept replacing VTubers that they had with different voice actors or different people, I guess. Which is like taboo, I guess. It's considered taboo. You don't you don't do that, I guess. But it was because of their scummy black company tactics that they kept losing talents. So I guess they didn't want to lose out on their investment of a model or something, and they kept replacing them. I can't remember this company's name. Something something game, something something game. No, I'm sure if I like have half an hour to kill, I can search it, but it's a history. What kind of backwards cranium thought up that scheme? It was really early on, so I guess there wasn't um, the cultural enforcement of like a VTuber has one actor and can't be replaced kind of thing. The problem too was that the girl that replaced one of the singers that I used to watch was actually really good. Like she was trying so hard, um, ignoring hate comments and stuff like that, um, and just like singing, doing consistent singing streams. Um, she used to play guitar and sing, so she was like really good. It was all in Japanese, so I'm not even commenting inside of these chats because like they can't understand it anyways. Or if they can't understand it, it's kind of like a nuisance. But yeah, there's Out of Touch, and then there's Drowned People below the depths of the Marianas Trench. Out of Touch. There wasn't. Back then, there wasn't much cultural enforcement, I guess, for that sort of thing. I mean, like maybe there was because there was people who were backlash, providing backlash to that decision. But either way, they stuck with it, and I think their company either collapsed or got bought out or something. There's actually a lot of small Japanese VTuber companies still. So who knows if weirdness still goes on? Probably. Like we hear about it almost every week, month, whatever the frequency is. What am I doing? The ignorance of corporate execs never ceases to baffle me. Yeah, it really feels like a different mind, like a different species almost of human being, where there's like a mindset to or a logic to the decisions that is so contextually removed from the culture that like it's just absurd because like you should have some idea of what the culture is for the industry that you're running or sponsoring or whatever. Just waiting on the Yakuza to start developing users. Oh, well, you should have. There was some VTuber companies that were funded by the Yakuza actually, like actually funded by Yakuza. That was a drama that was covered, just not like a really long time ago. So I don't know if you were watching VTubers even back then. So yeah, the Niji Sanji stuff, um, kind of minorly compared to some of the stuff that used to happen. Not to take away uh, from how crazy it was, but the thing is that like a lot of the people who were abused, I guess, by Niji Sanji, they had legal recourse or didn't have to like abide by the contract. There wasn't like a something that could be enforced anyways. But there's people who live in Japan, right? And it can be enforced on them with those older companies. Have to assume these execs embark on pilgrimages 10 miles up their own ass to escape any form of market research going against what their own assumptions. Yeah. No, like most industries, I would say, start to. expire once you get big money people. There are exceptions, but most cases, yeah, you can expect it. Like even recently, the Hololive situation, particularly on the EN side, the string of graduations does not look good. There's no way that they couldn't have known too, like that stock situation with Gura's graduation. I think like immediately when she announced it, like there was a big dip. I don't know if that's recovered or not, but there's no way that they couldn't have known that that would have caused that. And presumably they tried everything to keep her, but it was enough for her to just want to leave, I guess, or she had enough at some point. I feel like comic making is going to be the hardest thing I'll ever do in art. But I guess like the only thing that could potentially be harder is if I decide to do an animation one day, like a short animation even. Maybe that would be harder. Although I'm not sure. I think comics is probably the hardest. Do you particularly want to do animation? There's part of me that does, even though it's like it'll be something like okay, I can do comics now. Eventually, I'll be able to say that, right? I'll be able to say that once I actually put out a completed comic, and then it will be like, what do I do now? Well, animation is there, so I guess I will give it another shot, even though it's kind of like um yeah, I guess I would have to give it another shot. It's like another thing that I failed at, right? So, but particularly want to like do you mean like enjoy? Do I enjoy the process? If that's what you mean, no. I don't enjoy the process of animation. I don't know. I don't even know if animators do. But being able to like get results, like see your art come to life or move or whatever, that's a particularly unique feat. I'm not really thinking about this the way I should. All right, let's see. I'm gonna review the notes here. Yeah, I violated almost every rule that I wrote. So where the last time? Let me see. Still gotta do a lot of prep for today, so I'm heading out. Have a nice stream. All right, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you when I see you. What time is it? Almost at 2 hours. Okay. Well, Mr. Rahu, for some reason I've got some things I still need to do. Procrastination's fault. Good luck on continued drawing. Looks good, especially for the time spent on it. Yeah, almost 2 hours, I guess. We're almost there. I'll end the stream in a bit, anyways. But thank you for hanging out, and hope you finish up what you have been procrastinating. Yeah, have a good one. Sparrow, hey, how you doing? Yesterday. Okay. Looks like I've reached my quota. So, yeah, I will depart. We got a good amount done. Not what I wanted to get done. It's never that case. Yeah, like, you know, you always want to do more. But yeah, I'll have to clean up my method and revise the writing that I have. But I'm learning. I'm learning. Yeah. See you, Lotus.